In this video, we are going to present the work performed at Expert Project. It is an Erasmus Plus project coordinated by Maribor University. In this project, we have developed science and math lessons. We are using the lesson activity in Moodle in order to organize, to wrap different types of activities and videos and simulations. We are presenting first some lesson about rounding. In the first place, the lesson contains a video. This video is a video performed using a GIS-graph animation which has been subtitled in different languages. For example, here we see subtitled in English, and this video explains how rounding works. In the second place, the lesson contains also an animation for a student to play with the animation and to fully understand what is about the rounding. So some question is asked here for the student to ask. They submit the answer, and the system checks if the student understands this. We have to explain that this type of questions are very limited. For example, there are not random numbers, it's always the same, but it's important because it helps a student to check if it understands what is going on. Here we have two questions in the video, and then we want to know if the student really understand what is about rounding. In order to do this, we need to use a quiz which is embedded inside the lesson, and in the quiz here the numbers are random and the questions are more complicated. For example, here we have to see all the numbers which round to hundreds, to the hundreds to 14, and then we have to answer this, and then to put the numbers here, and then the system checks if it's okay. The second lesson we are going to see is about daylight changes. First, we start also with a video. The video has been constructed using GIS-graph animations in order to show interactivity, and it's also subtitled using the software built by the partner of the project, Polytechnical University of Valencia. So this is equivalent to the teacher explanation of the content, and then we go for the students' interactivity. Here the students can interact with the simulation, and then he can play with this. This is about a question about what happens in a 40 northern latitude, and he asks about see if the sunrise is 5 hours. We have to check 5 hours. Then the sunset time is 19, and then we submit and the lesson system checks if it is okay. This is another question. That now we are changing the latitude. We are going a 60 degrees northern latitude. We go there. Here. And then we have to check what happens if the daylight length is 8 hours. We go. This is 8 hours. Then the night length is 16 hours. We put here. And then we submit and the system checks if it's okay. We have to remind that these questions, which are lesson questions, are very limited. No random numbers are always the same. So we have to go to a quiz in order to check, to understand if the student has understood the content. This is a formulas question, and then a student has to draw the points. To there. This is now we have to check which hemisphere is this. Is north hemisphere, and then we check, and it's okay. Now we go for a more complicated question. Now the only data the students know it's in June 21st. It's the day length is 10 hours. So this is 10 hours. Then we know that the equinox is 12 hours, and this equinox is also 10 hours. So what will this has to reason using the symmetry, and this should be the graph. Which hemisphere is this? If we are in June and daylight is less than 12 hours, this should be southern hemisphere. We check. It's okay. Well, this is how we are trying to use lessons, Moodle lessons, to wrap all kind of questions and make Moodle courses more user-friendly. Thank you.